Time's up. Have your own.
Here it comes.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Give me meat and give it to me raw.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
But we're told that we don't like any of this because we're misogynists. We just don't like this stuff because we're women. And the only reason we're unhappy about the Ray movie coming out, because, guys, did you hear the Ray movie was canceled and uncanceled? Did you hear that?
Dre, you heard that too, right?
I did hear it.
Wait,
I did hear it.
What did I do?
You said because we're women.
We hate it because we're women.
Okay. I said it. All right. Yeah, see, now Ariel just arrived, and she's going to make sure that I remember that.
Yes, we didn't want it to come out like this, but Adam is in fact trans. He's coming out of the closet. Him and Dermy are in a relationship. It's time.
It's still there.
I didn't say that.
We want to enjoy what we're looking at. We don't want sores and fat whores.
Liar! No.
Let me be as clear as I can. Ain't no colors in Scandinavia.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. How many people died on that? Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star.
Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star.
Yes, I know. I didn't fix the intro. I totally forgot that my half-ass crap version was still there. I'll fix it for next week, I promise. Anyway, welcome everybody to the round table where we give you our very special take on the week's events, and it's Acolyte. It's Acolyte everywhere we look today, and it's going to be the driving force. We're not going to go over the whole 2 episodes. You can watch my review for that. You can watch other reviews for that. But we are going to talk about the show a little bit, but we're going to spread it out to, in my opinion, everything going on around it is vastly more interesting than the show. The stand behavior, the show behavior, Disney's behavior. It's fascinating what's going on. So we're happy to have you here with us for that. We're also going to talk a little Doctor Who. We saw ugly gay crying the other night, and it was not good. And whatever else. Got a couple of things possibly. If we have time, we'll get to it. If not, I'm going to push it off to tomorrow on Mellow Mondays, where I'll whine like a sad nerd about something. But that's it. Anyway, hi, everybody. Hi, Jed. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. As always, excited to talk about the Doctor Who stuff, but not looking forward to something that you don't know yet about these numbers that isn't going to be fun to talk about. But we'll make it entertaining nonetheless.
Oh.
And as always, it's great to be here.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to be made to look a fool. Am I going to be made to look a fool?
We will be made to look like a fool.
Oh, dear. Well, all right. We'll have to own up to it, I guess. Hi, Dragon Lady. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Installed the Stardew Valley yesterday, so that's another farming simulator on my laptop, and I've been quite enjoying it. It's relaxing, shall we say.
That's a game a lot of people love. I know that's a thing that people get into.
That's why I installed it. I heard a lot of people say it was really, really good. So
yeah,
no harm in trying.
No, I'm trying. And I honestly, I don't know where Jay is. I'm assuming he's going to get here. I haven't heard from him, so we'll just keep going. And when Dre arrives, we'll let him say hi. Anyway, so as I said, we got. It should be an interesting show because what's going on with the Acolyte, what's going on with Doctor Who, and everything around it. It is fascinating. At least it is to me. How? Oh, there he is. Hello, good sir. How are you?
Hey, everybody.
Out of breath, he made it. How you doing, Trey?
Good. I'm good.
No, we're just getting started. We got Acolyte today. We got Doctor Who, and I was saying it's fascinating to me because the lengths to which those who defend this stuff, I think every time I think I understand these people, I understand them more because they reveal themselves who they are. I got a couple of choice posts from X Twitter today from a couple of our favorites. Good old Suggs.
Oh boy.
He is a special case because I got two from him. One from earlier in the week that is going to kind of envelop the broader conversation of the horribleness of how they all think, but then the second one of really they are just that stupid and they don't even realize how stupid they are. But anyway, all right, Dre, how are you? Are you good?
I'm doing all right. I've had a very full weekend, a lot of comic work I had to get done. Perhaps I will be kicking down the door of Baltimore Comic-Con this year in September.
Be careful when you go down there. Be careful.
Yeah. God, I hate that city. But so I'm trying to get some stuff worked out there. So it's we got a lot been a very busy weekend.
All right,
man.
man.
Good to be back with my peoples. So
we are glad to have you here. And if we get to our last discussion over Dragon Age, if we get there today, I am keen to have your info. Did you see the Dragon Age news? Did you see what's going on?
No.
Oh, I'm broken. I'm a little broken.
Uh-oh. I thought you were about to give me good news, Adam. I almost got excited.
It's not good news.
Oh.
All right, I'll tease it. Let me just tease it.
They got rid of all the dragons and replaced them with dragon dildos.
I wish I could get around. I could understand that.
What?
That would at least be amusing. Let me see if I still have it here on my timeline.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I do, of course. No. Just to tease so you can understand where I'm coming from. Where is it? There we go. They announced some Dragon Age stuff earlier this week. There's going to be some reveal for the next game. They changed the name, all that stuff. And it's like, okay, fine, whatever. And then Grums had to post this and make us realize where we're going here. This is the current director. They've gone through several of Dragon Age, The Veil Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Corinne Bush,
Oh boy.
her game director of Dragon Age Dreadwolf, queerosexual gendermancer.
Don't even know what that means.
What?
You understand what I'm feeling now. And then Park Place did a whole extra report on this person. They found an interview. They don't care about Dragon Age.
Gendermancer? Is that supposed to be a play on Necromancer?
That's not exactly a thing you want to play on.
You understand if anybody who's watched my video on my reaction to this that I made on Thursday, you have to understand the pain. I didn't think I could be hurt like this anymore. I didn't. I didn't think I could be hurt because I can handle Disney Star Wars. I can handle what we're doing today. I can handle Kurtzman Trek and the damage done to that. I can handle the Doctor Who stuff that we suffer. I can handle a lot of stuff, but this, I didn't think it was completely protected, and we might as well go into it. We might as well go into it. I didn't think it was completely protected. I knew it was going to be a thing, but I didn't realize it would be probably this bad. Before we get into it, I got to say hi. Hail and howdy to the chat. How you guys doing? We're happy to have you guys here. We're always pleased that you come in and support us on these busy Sunday afternoons. Hail, Goddess Legioness, the mod who oversees all our little doings here. Hail to Dragon Lady. Oh God, I just did a dermy. I just said hi to Dragon Lady. She's right here, and I said hi to her in the chat because I'm on autopilot. See, that hurts. That shows you I'm out of sorts. I did a dermy just now. He does it only to piss me off by saying hi to people who are on the panel when they speak in the chat. I feel terrible. Hail, Greasy Gumbo. I know that you Grumbit. How you doing? Hail, Last Tolan. Happy to have you here. Hail to you, Ruben X. Hail, Frank Laskowitz. And we do live in evil times. Yes, these are the dark times. This is the worst timeline, and it keeps getting worse. Keeps slipping deeper and deeper. And Jay Fraser, right off the bat, thank you for a 10 British pounds. Hi, Roundtable. Adam, Dragon Age Vilgar trailer just dropped. If you want it, the trailer dropped. I thought they were going to drop that till Wednesday. The Shulk. Oh, I know they made. I know we'll get. I mean, we didn't talk about that last night because we didn't spend time on the little extra pictures they threw in around Shurigawa, but there were extra faces in there that didn't belong. You're absolutely right, Jay Fraser. The Shulk actor Richard D. Grant is canon now. FRTD. This is Disney fan fiction. Hashtag RIP, and you can put anything behind that. Anything go behind the RIP hashtag at this point. So thank you, Jay Fraser, for the 10 pounds, and we're going to talk about everything that you just mentioned there. A trailer just dropped. Holy shit. I don't know. I feel like if I watch it, it's going to be tailor-made to look nice, and it's just going to make me feel even sadder because you see this here. This is the person in charge of this game currently. It's been in development hell for years. And I see this, and I realize you're not here to make a game. And then let me just bring this down and I bring up the Park Place article. Then you see stuff like this. Let me get to it right here real quick. Faster, Adam, faster. Here we go. This is Bush talking. And your thoughts on this if you go through this. Bush detailed, as a queer trans woman, I have a there you go. You got it right away. Just hit you right in the gut, didn't it? I have a perspective on the games that not everyone has. Dragon Age has long been a place where Alphabet Mafia, because that's not real normal gay people, folks can see people like themselves represented respectfully. It's inherently very queer, and it's such a rare thing for marginalized communities to have representation where we feel proud and powerful in how we are depicted.
Not these days.
Not anybody that's played a Dragon Age game for the past 15 years knows that you could be sexually anything you want in the game. And you didn't have to do it. It was how you chose to play the game. You could be gay, you could be asexual. You could ignore it. You could try and sleep with both women or all the way. You could do all this stuff. And it just is how the game is. It has nothing to do with the story. And now all these people care about is making that the story. Am I wrong in seeing that? Am I seeing things wrong here when they say that?
No, that sounds about right. Dragon Age, if there was ever a franchise that was for quote unquote everyone, this is it. There's no reason to label it as this is for the alphabet folks. This not about that. Like, and the idea that now the I don't know who that individual is. I don't know if they're the director or the writers.
Yeah,
I'm
not the
sure.
director. This is the current director of the game.
Okay, so if this individual feels so empowered by it, well, good for them. But the idea that now this belongs to them, that's not how this franchise works. Like this isn't even. I wouldn't even call this one a takeover. You always had these type of choices before these movements even existed. This isn't a new thing. It isn't like they're stepping in and saying now they used to just have heterosexual sex. Now it's all the freak mess. Like, no, it
was there.
It's been freak mess. It's been there for decades. So I'm like what are you celebrating? You're planting a flag where
they're
there is
celebrating
none.
the complete takeover of it, that they have shoved, that they've probably shoved their agenda. And Dre, you can understand what I'm about to say most of all. Right now, I'm hoping for a Beau DeMayo situation here. I'm hoping for a Beau DeMayo situation where he talked about, I made this in my vision of a gay black man, but that was just him talking, and the actual product wasn't that. That's all I can hope for at this point.
I agree. Please, Dragon Lady, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's the same with The Sims 4. They're acting as though, we've never had it in The Sims, but like you've always had that option in The Sims. You can be and do whatever you want to be. And now they're trying to insert that kind of thing in, and it's like you've always had that option. And especially if you have mods and custom content installed, you could have all that in it.
Yeah.
So
this is indicative of everything going on. And as I said, I didn't think I could be hurt anymore by this stuff, but this hurt me because I expected it to be tainted, just not destroyed. And this feels like destruction to me.
It is absolutely destruction because it's the language alone at this point breeds no money. That's pretty much at this point. It's if you get up there and say this is about fill in the blank community, everybody withdraws their cash, including myself. I haven't bought anything new in what year is it? I don't buy new games unless they're like indie or something that's niche that comes from another studio that is not AAA. And someone that's worked in the industry for many, many years, it's just like, yo, I am completely turned off from anybody that gets up in there and says this nonsense. Just be quiet. I miss a time. I miss the time when we didn't know anybody, when we didn't know what people believed in, and we just bought their stuff. Like back in the day when we just picked up a Game Informer magazine and we just I'm dating myself. Game Informer magazine.
Hey, EGM, I'll date myself even farther.
We're getting deep into the murky waters now. And see, and it was never about you might see a picture of maybe the head of the studio at best, a picture of the head of the studio with a little bubble saying, "Thank you for checking out our game." And that's all we knew about these people. I loved when life was like that. I can just pick up a game, just play it, and be like, man, I had a great experience without it having to be, I am non-penis, whatever colored green baby alien, and this is all about this. I'm like, bruh, I don't care about who you're banging. It's not, I don't care, bro. And I don't care what your skin color is. I don't care what you identify as. Are you gonna make a good game for me? No.
And that's all I want. I just want a good game. That's all I wanted. And this is a single player game. These are not online games. It's single player, meant to be just you. Who are you virtue signaling for when you're just playing this game? Why are you doing this? It's not for anybody. And Dre, the problem is I'm locked into this. I have to buy this because I have to review it. I have to show it off so that people can see it. I mean,
you make a deal with the viewers for this?
Yeah. Well, who are they? I've been playing these games since the beginning. I'm fair. Trustworthy. I'm a fan. I love this franchise. I care about it. I'm the one who's going to best test these waters among many. There are many who can do it, but
there be
for
waters.
those who are going to look to me for an opinion, you can come to me because I played all these games 6 ways from Sunday, many different ways, many different replays. So I can give you an honest take, and I'll stream it and I'll show it to you. I won't cover things up. Therefore, I'm locked into this. I have to see it through. It's one of these things. It's not like watching the garbage where once I'm done, it's water off a duck's back. It doesn't bother me. No, I have to actually spend money on this, and I have to possibly hurt my soul. And my soul is hurt because this is supposed to be my escapism. It's supposed to be where I go to get away from what we do today when we tackle this shit. When we're done, I'm supposed to. One of the things I can go to is a game to escape. And this is the example of where, oh no, sorry, here's current day bludgeoning you in the head. So sorry. So that's why it hurts.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
I have to do it. I'm locked in. Because if I do it and people see it, and if it's bad, then that will enter the conversation and join with others who play it and think it's bad, and then congratulations, the franchise is dead. And if someone's going to kill it, it might as well be me to put the bullet in there to say, okay, it's done. It's done. Don't waste your time. Don't bother. Because a lot of people wait. Our good friend Devil, he says, I'm not going to touch this game until I see guys like you play it. I need you guys to tell me if it's worth my time. So even the people that we hang out with, that we're close to, we work with, they're waiting for us to give our takes. So I have to provide that service. So when it comes time, everybody's support to get me to that will be appreciated, and support while I'm doing it will be much appreciated. So that we'll touch on that. I will talk about this more tomorrow night on Mellow Mondays because Samuel, the infamous, he's as big a Dragon Age fan as I am, and he is not happy. He is very not happy. So we're going to have a venting session tomorrow night, I'm sure. Anyway, so let's move on to stuff that doesn't really bother us, that we hate that it's happening, but we can laugh at it, mock it. Although Jed says he and I are about to eat a little crow. Doctor Who overnights. yesterday on Doctor Who Cares Reviews. You can go watch it when we're done here.
Mhm.
We went over Rogue, which was all about getting to man kissing.
Yep.
And ugly gay crying.
Yeah, it was the two words that they pitched for this episode and focused every single line of dialogue on was gay and Bridgerton. Those were the two things that every moment had to be in relation to. So a lot of gay Bridgerton shit.
A lot of diversity in 19th century, early 19th century England.
They got rid of racism because Bridgerton did, but apparently homophobia is still a thing in 1800s Britain.
What?
They got so rid of it, there were even Asians there.
Oh yeah, there was a gay proposal at a party, one of those dance parties from that era.
And I wonder why I don't watch Bridgerton.
And yeah, the doctor got engaged to a man,
and then he cried.
Wait! Everybody, stop for a second. Just stop for 1 second. Okay. So they go into. I'm trying to say the right words right. The TARDIS, right? And they go to what 18th century.
Early 19th century England.
Early 19th century. Okay, 19th century, where there are nothing but white folks running around, if memory serves me correctly.
If that were correct,
if memory serves me correct, because that's UK.
And even in service, your service were white folks too.
Yeah, because that's all the white folks with the white gloves and all that other stuff and all that stuff. Okay, so there's Asians and black folks running around.
Yes,
and as royalty, not like as servants or anything. But they still try to go.
No, there were a combination. Some were servants, just ignoring conversations like they're not even happening.
What I mean, like it was everyone was diverse, but they still wanted to go with a racist storyline. So I'm going to briefly describe the villain's plot. Right, there are these sexless bird people from space who like to come to different planets and cosplay, as in shapeshift into people, and then have fun, do big drama scenes. And their plan was, they're going to go up to the British Parliament and they're going to cosplay as them and then eventually to royalty and then cosplay the planet to death by making sure they kill everyone who doesn't look British, as in racism. We're going to kill everyone who's not British, but it doesn't work because of how diverse they made England. So the racism narrative went by the wayside. But yeah, it was all about how evil cosplay is. Evil cosplay.
All right.
People. And then you get
go ahead, please.
And then you get ugly gay crying.
Oh, yep.
Okay, so the aliens come to Earth. That's fine. That's great. But they're there to hunt down non-white English people?
No, so they just want the craziest over-the-top story. So they can shapeshift into humans, whatever humans they want. They kill whoever they become. But they want to cosplay as humans, which means they want the best and craziest stories. That's why the gay proposal happened, because they thought it was juicy drama and everyone was being homophobic towards them. But they want to cosplay a race war that kills the entire planet.
Got it.
It's not that they hate non-British people. It's just like, oh, that'd be the craziest over-the-top story.
It's fun.
So they're like tricksters. They're like tricksters, I guess.
They're just self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just arrogant. Oh, see, my brain is actually making something creative. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain was like, "Hey, that would be creative." Never mind. Sorry. My mistake.
And here's the doctor, ugly gay crying. It's ridiculous.
Why is he gay crying?
Well, it's a combination.
He's about to make out with that dude, and his best friend's gonna die.
God.
With a very easy solution. So in front of him, all the bird people are trapped in this triangle trap that'll send them to another dimension. The way it's framed is stupid, but whatever. And somehow he thinks his best friend is a shapeshifted, his companion, the white chick, is a shapeshifted bird person. So she's in the trap too. Turns out it's the real her, and he's got to send them to the other reality to save Earth, and that means killing his companion, the white chick, and that's what he's crying about. It's like, can I kill my best friend? Ah! But there's an easy solution. There was actually an easier solution 10 seconds before this, but they didn't go with it. But yeah, the spoiler: the gay guy sacrifices himself to save the white chick. The white dude on the right jumps into the trap and pushes her out of it.
And for those keeping track, this is now the 6th time, because we don't count the one episode where it wasn't there, where the doctor saves nobody. has no Doctor moment, has no Doctor speech,
Yep.
and is complete failure.
So okay, all right. So now y'all need to help me out here.
Okay.
Now the idea of the Doctor, I already know, has he Time Lord has and supposed to be he has agency, pretty much. He has agency.
Mm-hmm.
So I was under the impression that they did this whole black gay thing to help elevate this character because they believe that since he was straight and white for so many years that was problematic. I'm understand this correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you made him black and gay. Why does he have no agency? Okay, that's okay. That's your silence speaks volumes. You don't need to say anything. You don't even, Adam. You don't even need to say anything. Your silence speaks enough. I'm good. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
There's another thing that happened. So that gay white dude on the right, they go into a spaceship, and the Doctor sees that he has Dungeons and Dragon dice just sitting out on his table, and they make a joke about rolling for insight, as in rolling for gaydar, to figure out the dude was gay.
Good God!
It's horribly written and it's horribly acted. It makes no sense, and it's all agenda. It's a 44-minute episode where it's all about getting to man kiss.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's
but
no
who
real
cares?
story there.
Did it mean anything?
No, because the guy got sent to another dimension at the end.
The
and
Doctor and him
me.
have known each other for an hour, and they're already head over heels in love.
I was just about to ask, like, did he have history with this person? Did they go through adventures with each other? And then this
met him
happened?
earlier that night. Yeah.
And then the funny thing is, when the guy sacrificed himself, he says, "Find me." But then when he's talking to Millie Gibson Ruby, she says, "Well, let's go find him." He says, "No, I can't. I can't find him. It's too big. So I'm just gonna push it down. I'm gonna put on the ring that he wanted to engage me with on my pinky finger, and I'm gonna go frolic some more with you doing pointless shit."
Wait a minute. So okay, all right. So he got engaged to the white gentleman.
Well, he didn't accept it, but he kept the ring.
Yeah.
What kind of garbage is that? So okay, so he has no relationship with this individual prior. No relationship with this individual prior. They then never mind. My brain hurts.
Never mind. It's bad. So let's get to the.
There's one thing that we didn't talk about last night, Adam, that they did mention in the chat. So I mentioned last night on the show that there was one face that wasn't a doctor that I couldn't quite recognize. We figured out who it is. It's Richard E. Grant's Shaka Doctor. For those of you who don't know, I've never seen it, but for the 40th anniversary in 2003, there was a short animated series called The Shaka Doctor with a ninth Doctor played by Richard E. Grant. But that was decanonized 2 years later when the show was rebooted or brought back with Christopher Eccleston as the ninth Doctor. You can't have two ninth Doctors. So they canonized an impossible Doctor to canonize.
Well, it's just they don't care.
No,
they don't care. All they care about is getting to man kiss. All they cared about was getting to man kiss. Let's just stampede over all the things that came before, even the stuff that RTD did well. Let's just do that. Let's do it. All to now the overnights. I take it you and I were wrong. And Dermy was right.
So yeah, last night you and I predicted it would be under 2 million overnight views in the UK, and I was very confident on that because last week we had a 500,000 drop, which got it to 2.12. So getting an extra 130,000 drop, I thought was a piece of cake. But Dermy said no, it's going to stay around the 2.1 region, and he nailed it.
Oh my God, what is this gaydar working?
It's gone down 10,000 views. It's still it's still the second lowest.
Yeah,
this was the lowest of all time in all 60 years. Now this is the second lowest, so it's still horrendously bad. But it is kind of funny.
Am I just bad at predicting shit? Is that it?
I'm usually pretty good at this, and I'm with you most of the time. So I don't know. Maybe it's just so gay. The show is so gay that Dermy, of course, has the advantage.
His perception role is high, and he understands it. Listen, let's be honest. You and I aren't getting as much interactions with the stands as Dermy is. Dermy's getting a lot of hate for his Doctor Who videos. So maybe he has a better feeling of the pulse of the weirdos.
Maybe.
That they are more fervent, that they are more enthusiastic than we realize. And listen, it's still losing. There's no way it hangs on to 2 million over the next 2 weeks. It can't, especially with the fact that next week we know that for I guess basically a fact they are releasing the final 2 episodes in theaters next Friday. But they're still only airing 1 episode though. They're still not going to air episode 8 until its normal air date.
It might be to incentivize people to go to the theaters because that they can actually make money off of, not profit, but they actually make money off ticket sales where you can't on a streaming service, really. That might be what they're trying to do, but that is going to ruin the viewership, at least partially, for the final episode because the word of mouth can get out there. People can know what the finale is like. But yeah, Dre, so the 2-part finale is coming out over the next 2 weeks. And instead of putting it in theaters for the finale week, the final week of the show, they're putting out both episodes next week. So they're in theaters putting out the final episode a week before it comes out anywhere else.
What? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Neither do I.
Okay, just to make sure I understand that properly. So there's 2 episodes left of this season.
Yes.
Okay. So of course 8 episodes. Duh, everything's 8 episodes. So when does the show air? Fridays?
Friday night. Friday night.
Okay. So next Friday night, the 7th and 8th episodes are going to be in theaters.
Correct.
But in streaming or television, only the 7th episode is coming out.
Correct.
Yeah. From what we understand.
Oh my Christ. Okay. So, oh my God. And so then, okay, so people can go see the finale a week early if they go and pay for it. That's essentially the idea.
I guess so. Yeah, the way we put it.
Okay. That's dumb. So, I mean, okay. This is what I will say. Let me be fair. This is the only chance this thing to actually not make money, but to actually get cash coming across the table. The only way the joint's getting cash coming across the table. Is it still going to lose money? Of course. But at least there's going to be something in hand. But why not just wait till the final week? Why have
incentivizing like they get the episode a week early?
I mean, to me,
that'll hurt their viewership. I think because
that's what I'm saying.
That's it. I mean, it would make sense what Dre's saying. If you're going to do this, you air the penultimate, and then you air the penultimate and the finale. So you go, okay, let's go rewatch this. We'll watch it all in one go. Let's get excited if you can get excited for this stuff, and we'll go watch it. And you guys said it perfectly. You're going to let the cat out of the bag a week early. And now I'm going to resist finding it because I'm going to wait until the actual moment because why make myself suffer more than I already do? But it's nonsensical. There's no rhyme or reason to do this. It's as though they don't understand how to properly incentivize engagement. Because who's gonna? No, well, of course. Also, it's only the UK. There is no double episode theater release here in America, on North American continent. It's not happening. So they're going to get over there. The 2 million people who watch this. What?
Would you go if it was released here in the States?
No. No.
Good answer.
But so you're telling me, out of the 70-odd million people that live in the UK, in select places, because I don't even think it's it's across the entire nation.
Probably mostly London.
Yeah. So, of the barely 2 million people that are still watching this, who's going to go see this? Is it even in a place where they can go see it?
Well, there's no cinemas near me showing it. I've just looked.
Yeah. So none of this makes sense.
Well, I almost guarantee there will be at least a partial cam version of it out online, and that'll really cut into their bottom line.
Oh yeah, because let's be honest, these new Who fans, these gay Who fans, Disney Who fans, they'll pirate things as fast as we do. Let's be honest. They don't actually spend money.
No,
I do because I'm a poor, but they do it because they're lazy. and they don't actually care about anything.
Yep.
So there is no logical explanation for any of this. And after this week's episode, I feel strong in saying, Jed, that anybody who's watching this who is a normally sound individual, after episode of Just Man Kiss, there's got to be more people that's going to bail next week. There has to be.
I hope so, but we do see a jump in views usually with finale two-parters. Like there usually is an increase, not necessarily a massive one, but I've been so far off with this viewership stuff this season. I mean, it's still all terrible, but the rate of which it's going down, that I wouldn't rely upon my prediction. So but I'm thinking at this point, because it's a two-part finale, it'll probably stay around that same number again, kind of do the same thing again. Because at this point, the man kiss isn't even like the worst part of this season. All the normal individuals are gone. Maybe this is just bottom of the barrel. This is
who's left.
This is who's
maybe
left. Because
this
Devil's Cord didn't lose more people. This one isn't going to.
Okay, so all right, so maybe we've hit upon this. Maybe this really is the actual amount of people left watching this, 2 million people. And it's only going to fluctuate the way it fluctuates out, because that's literally it. That is it. They have reached the end of the line. These are the Disney Who fans. These are the gay activists. These are the mafioso. That's who cares about this. Because maybe the 500,000 people who bailed between 73 yards and Dot and Bubble, maybe that was the end of the actual people who were still hanging on. Maybe that's the answer. I can't think of any other answer. I mean, it's who's left? Them. And this is who's left. I can accept that. If I'm wrong because of that, that's an answer I can accept, because they are the ones who are left. And that's still pathetic. Like you said, these aren't even Jody numbers, dude.
Nope. These are horrendous numbers. They're jealous of the 60th anniversary numbers, and those are abysmal. But yeah, for context for people, less than 10 years ago, these episodes were getting 10 million views on average. Like that was 7 to 10 was like the perfect bracket, besides, of course, the juggernauts of the David Tennant era that would get up to 14. But those are the numbers that we should be looking at here if Doctor Who is healthy. And their whole thing of like, oh, because of streaming days, overnights, week numbers don't matter. All that matters is the month numbers. They keep moving the goalpost till one person said the only number that matters is the 6-month numbers. I actually did hear that recently. So they're just constantly moving the goalpost, trying to make these numbers irrelevant, but they are not irrelevant. They are abysmal. And any logical individual who, knows how these numbers work can see that.
It's the facts. It's the logic. They're undeniable. These are the receipts. And if you're gonna, and we are too. They haven't even updated for the extra.
They
days.
usually do that like on Tuesday.
Oh, so
they consolidated. So that's on par.
Okay, all right.
But we did get the ones for what was episode 4.
Yeah,
they're all blurring together for me.
But either way, it's trending to disaster, and let it happen. I mean, we raised the white flag on this one already. They've got Doctor Who. We're not getting it back, but we are going to keep remarking on it, and we can remark at how stupid it is. We can remark on how pointless it is. One of our number one criticisms from our discussions yesterday was the fact that here we are at the end of the season, and we have no idea what the story is. I mean, one thing the New Who era really did when it started with Eccleston was, yes, you have your random adventures that are in one episode and don't always have extra stuff, but there still was always an overarching story leaking in every time, dropping this and that. They haven't done anything to build it. There is no anticipation. Only thing they've done is the repeated viewing of the old woman they're calling Susan. That's it. And they spend all of half a second ever remarking on it. They're not drilling down. Now, next week we're supposed to be all excited. Oh, here comes the answers. Why is this woman following me wherever I go? I feel as though they're repeating all these things. Why is Bad Wolf following us wherever we go? Russell T. Davies can't help but bastardize his own stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, just with those previous reveals, even when they were minor, like Christopher Eccleston's first season, Bad Wolf was a very, very small tease in each episode. But they did it creatively. It wasn't the exact same thing. Like, oh yeah, I saw her face. Oh yeah, I saw a picture of her. Oh yeah, I saw her. Like, it's the same thing every time for this. But that one, there were some creative ones, like in Boomtown, which I don't think is a great episode from season 1. But the Slovene in that episode named her nuclear plant program the Blydruth Project, which means Bad Wolf. Like, there were different layers to every different reveal. Sometimes it was graffiti, sometimes it was a corporation, sometimes it was in Welsh. Like, he every time was a little bit unique.
And so when Rose has when it all comes together for her in the end there, then that means something.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly it's like, oh shit, it was there right in front of us the whole time. Well, as you said, well-layered storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
This is not. Having the same lady appear in different forms without them even questioning it. Subtlety versus blatant.
Mm-hmm.
Subtlety will always do better because it shows you're taking care and you're trying to tease. You're trying to
mm-hmm.
carefully put the puzzle together. No, same lady every time. We see it. First of all, before we realize it, we're all going, oh, we're just doing lazy casting here. What is she hanging around all the time? We're just putting her in every episode.
That is what Russell said was the reason. Obviously, that's not true. But
he's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
But it's and you're right, Jay Fraser. It is all about the one who waits, but they haven't talked about it. They haven't talked about it.
Meep the Beep was the one who talked about him the most, but there's been a few other drops about it. It's not good. I think Torchwood was the best one. The setup for Torchwood, how that was integrated into each episode for season 2. Russell used to know how to do this.
Yeah. Well, either way, this Doctor Who cares. Doctor Who cries, and that's the other constant mentioned. He cries every episode, except for the episode he wasn't in. Cries every episode, bawling like a baby, and
excessively so. Like, oh my,
ugly to the point where last night was ugly crying. Last night that was ugly crying. That kind of shit. It's ridiculous. It's sad, and there. To Dre's point, this doctor has no agency. Hasn't accomplished anything, hasn't inspired anything, hasn't delivered hope. The sound, the whirring sound, the blue box, it's supposed to deliver hope. Have we even heard the TARDIS make its noise this season? Whenever we come in, it's already where it is.
It's true. The one time that I think we might have is in
Space Babies.
Yeah, at the end of Space Babies, they went back to her family's house, right? And it like broke through the ceiling a little bit. We might have heard it then.
But that iconic sound, the whirring sound, like everything else, it's Doctor Who. It isn't present in this show. It's gone. Millie Gibson is Ruby Sunday, while a very attractive young woman. Her character is this thick when it comes to development. There's nothing to her. She hasn't learned a lesson. She hasn't become a companion that's active. She hasn't done anything to stand out except be there where there are big old titties. That's it.
And have nothing. 2 black moms.
Yeah. It's her. Well, her foster mom's black. Grandmom's just grandmom. But gay mom.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, listen. You want 2 gay black moms? We're gonna get that in Acolyte next week. That's where we're gonna get it. We'll get to Acolyte in a second. So yeah, it's exactly. Jay Fraser, we talked about this last night. We haven't had a single real Doctor Who villain this season.
Nope. We had a boogie monster, and I'm not pronouncing that incorrectly, Dre. It is made from babies' boogers. So that's what the monster's made out of. We've had that. We've had a super flamboyant drag queen. We've had a evil capitalist corporation, of course, that's also religious. It ties in there. We've had a circle of swine. We've had racist children, teenagers, and what else have we had?
Well, the AI did nothing wrong in Dot and Bubble. It did nothing. The AI did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no,
it wanted to wipe out the entire civilization, not because they're racist, because they're annoying. Did nothing wrong.
They were pretty annoying. And then this episode we had bird people. Yeah,
bird people who were also they thems. They were they thems.
Yeah, and the white gay dude, Dre, his ex partner, as in lover, was a they them.
So there has been no actual threat. I mean, yes, the drag queen was a threat for a lot of reasons. But no actual threats. And it's just listen, watch our reviews last night, everybody. Last night we weren't ranting and raving, we weren't losing our shit, we were bored. One of its greatest sins, I think, is that it's all really boring. It's not exciting. There's no tension. There are no stakes. We're left with a crying gay black man and a ditzy white girl with big knockers that kind of just wanders around and doesn't really have a solution to anything. Has no insight. She's not providing sometimes that spark that gives the doctor.
It's not even emotional support. It's not inspiration. Yeah. She's really providing nothing. Dre, the most she's ever done in this season was in this episode from this week, where they went to this party, right? And they don't know how to dance like these old-timey people. So they got psychic implants that taught them muscle memory to dance like these people.
Okay.
Which is not something that makes any sense within the lore. And then at the end, she's just like, clicks the psychic earpiece and says battle mode, and it gives her kung fu powers that are choreographed like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
That's the most she's ever done.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say, at least that's something. I don't
listen.
You see, here's the thing. Thank God Almighty that I was never into Doctor Who, so therefore my heart is not broken by any of this stuff. But at the same time, as just a casual viewer of media, this is bonkers. And I just at this point, I'm so tired of it just existing. I'm tired of all these franchises just existing, just to keep slapping me in the face with a big old, I don't know, F you, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's just weirdo garbage that no one wants. We've said this a bazillion times. But even as someone that's a casual viewer that tell you that's not even in these franchises, just seeing it just makes my eyes roll to the back of my head. It's just,
and that's what I was doing most of this episode. I'm just going, oh come on, just get through this, because it moves so slowly, and it literally all was about one gay man courting another gay man.
Mm-hmm.
Then why don't you just make it about, like, my thing is this: rip the Band-Aid off. Stop playing games. Stop calling things Doctor Who or Star Wars or whatever. Just call it gay sex. Just call the show that. And so that we know exactly what's going on.
But then they can't hide behind its failures, Dre. Because then when nobody watches just gay sex, they can't say, why aren't you watching this, bigots? Because I'm not into gay sex. That's why.
I'm just like, yo, just be straight up. Like, I'm like the idea, and you put the thin veil of this is Doctor Who, and it's the next stage of new levels and modern yada yada yada. Just call it what it is. Like, I miss old shows from back in the day, even those that were targeted for these particular demographics. They used to come on at 1:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They were very straightforward with what they were advertising. Okay, yeah. They were pretty straightforward. And then there were still people that were into it and watched it because you just came out and said what this was about. Like, even shows that were intentionally like gay, like those was old enough. Remember Will and Grace when it came out? And,
yep, I hated
and stuff
show.
like that.
Because it was gay, because it wasn't funny.
Yeah, like, I didn't think it was funny, but it was an intentionally very gay show. Like, they had no qualms about it. They weren't tricking nobody. Like, this,
and it was
is
a success. It was a massive success.
It was a huge. It did monster numbers.
Yeah.
So, like what was that? Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. All these shows that were intentionally for this particular demographic did well. Why are you trying to get me? Why are you trying to trick me? You're not. It's not gonna work because I can see through the charade. Just tell people what you're doing. Tell people what they're doing, and those that are interested will watch. And those that aren't interested, like most of us, won't. And then you eliminate the idea of hatred and bigotry and blah, 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 blah. You get all that out the way.
But they don't, without that, they have no argument. They need that to explain why it does so poorly. And that leads us to the Acolyte.
Oof.
The Acolyte is, it's not good.
Adam, I got to give you credit. Adam, you got to be one of the best segue guys in the history of the game. I got to say, he's got to be one of the best all time.
And he's very 50-50. Like, that was phenomenal. Other times it's like, well, bad TV, huh? Yeah.
What? I'm brilliant. Every time. Hey, I'm not Dermy, all right?
That's true.
The worst.
That is very true. But
that's hard to watch.
Are they setting up the rumors about the twins being a couple? Please, I need that just to talk about it.
I don't know if they're doing that.
Ah.
Right now, the favorite rumor is that only one really exists. The other one is some sort of forced projection that doesn't really exist.
That's wild.
Some people are really trying to dance around the fact that Amanda Stenberg can't act, and these characters are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so am I the only one who watched here today? I am the only one.
Dre and I aren't crazy.
Well,
Adam, I hate myself. Make no mistake, but I don't hate myself that much.
Well, I hated myself. Listen, it took all day Wednesday to get that shit done because it was a double episode drop. So it took all Wednesday for me to get through that shit. If you haven't watched, everybody, please go watch my review. It is there, and it'll be even better on this Wednesday with the episode 3. But here's the thing. So, quick rundown for you guys, since you haven't watched it in its entirety or at all, even. You've got Amanda Stenberg playing the dual roles of one good sister, one evil sister, who we kind of believe, they're leading us to believe that the Jedi have covered up, or 4 Jedi have covered up some sort of massacre or disaster that happened in their home village 16 years ago. And that's why evil Amanda Stenberg wants to get revenge as a Sith acolyte. So she's on this revenge mission to kill them. And the whole thing opens with Master Carrie-Anne Moss being the first target. And long story short, we get a very bad choreography of Matrix Force Fu. Very bad, because it was Carrie-Anne Moss. And then she ganks her right away.
Now, I do want to say, I've seen some of the Saiyans talking about that death scene, and, of course, the logical people are like, oh, yeah, a lightsaber to the gut in Ahsoka means absolutely nothing, but to a Jedi Master, it's a little knife is enough, and the stands are totally misunderstanding that.
We're going to get into that. Most of this conversation today is going to be about the stands, the shills, and Disney itself being disingenuous. But that is one of many arguments. A little throwing dagger got her between the chesticles. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time on that because my focus on that is the fact that they actually pulled from some actual KOTOR EU lore, talking about how do you beat a Jedi Master who's going to own you. And she was owning her. This Amanda Stenberg's character is worthless. She's terrible at what she does as an assassin. Walking up to somebody in the middle of the freaking bar, Master Carrie-Anne Moss, fight me with all your strength. That's the actual dialogue line.
That's a line?
Fight me with all your strength.
That's
while
really bad.
While getting all wushu on her. And then
trying to outsmart her with the lightsaber.
I don't know. And then get into fighter, just beating the crap out of people. And then they fight and they go thing. Now, if you go back to KOTOR 2, when you talk to Atton Rand, he, as an actual assassin who knows how to kill Jedi back in the day, he tells you, you're not going to beat a Jedi Master straight up fight. You got to trick them. You got to be clever. And one way to do it is to distract them, because Jedi are selfless. They're going to try and save their Padawan. They're going to try and save innocent people. So in the show, evil Amanda Stenberg goes to kill the bartender, who's the only person left, and she throws her daggers at bartender, and Master Carrie-Anne Moss tries to stop it, but then leaves herself open because she can't do 2 things at once, to getting a dagger between the chesticles. And then she's dead. And it's over. And the only reason then evil Amanda Stenberg doesn't kill the bartender is because she looks down and there's a baby bartender hugging his leg. And she was going to gank him.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay. I've heard some of the rumors. I'm trying to tell you, Adam, I'm making my business. I'm not laying one eye hole on this garbage. I'm not. I refuse.
You watched Ahsoka.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me that I saw that nonsense. I almost did unspeakable things to myself after that thing. Like, this is my issue with that scene. I've heard about it and all this stuff. She's a villain, okay?
Yes.
She's a
But
villain.
she's a misunderstood villain because the Jedi wronged her.
No,
That's what
no,
it's
no,
leading
no,
up
no.
to. The Jedi wronged her.
You try to murder the barkeep. That's bad. I'm done with you.
She was going to gank him, but then she saw a little baby bartender and said, "Oh, I'm not going to kill you."
So,
Anyway.
but I tried to kill you a second ago.
Yeah.
So would I have felt bad if the knife got you between the head? I'm going to assume it was his head. I got you in the head, and then I saw the baby. Would I then be sad about it? When you make these characters that are supposed to be morally ambiguous, you have to give them characteristics that are relatable to the audience. See, this people can't write. This will, in order to help this scene a lot, would be if this person was already in the bar, saw the barkeep with the baby, and tried to do everything in their power to get them out before assaulting the Jedi.
But that's the whole point. She never planned to leave anybody alive. She had planned to kill everybody there and the witnesses, which then leads to the whole inconsistency of the fact that she can now her sister can be identified as the assassin, which leads to the whole thing of the Jedi coming after her. But a whole bunch of stuff goes on, and there's, like Jed said, there's a lot of little things in here that people are really harping on, and the stands are trying to run with it. At one point, when you are introduced to Good Sister Amandla Stenberg, while she's a mechanic in Zero G fixing something on the ship, a little fire breaks out on the hull.
And
now,
he's not talking explosive fire, right? Like a little campfire that's blowing in the breeze and
like it's kindling.
In space.
In vacuum. Now,
Wait,
everybody
what?
In space, there's a little campfire.
It's like a little. The paneling's open and it catches on fire and it just crackles nice and
yeah, it's very casual. It's not explosive. There's not venting stuff.
Do I still have
we
it?
got to bring up the footage, yeah. But yeah, Dre, it looks like the most.
No,
casual...
actually, I don't have it anymore. I do not
kindling.
have it
Okay, all right. Okay. So that doesn't make sense. But
there's even a breeze on it.
Yeah. But it's all the stuff that she's gonna have. It's all the setup that she has PTSD over her village burning down. But here's my point. I didn't focus on it because I was just kind of getting by it because I wanted to get to the bigger thing about how it doesn't make sense how if she was the murderer, how she could get back and forth to this planet instantly in one night.
Do you think the Jedi were smart enough?
Anyway, but so you got this. So here's the thing. Yeah. So here's Jed's got it right here. There it is. There it is. I saw it. It just keeps burning. It just keeps burning like it's out here. Now, a lot of people a lot of other reviewers and commentators drill down in this. As I said, I blew by it to keep with the theme of my review and just I didn't want to dwell on it. But we complained about it, and we, by real, actual good analysts and critics, the stands have now kept running. Oh my God, this is the first time George Lucas and Star Wars had fire in space, and they start spamming social media with battles from actual Star Wars movies where there's explosions. But there's a difference. It's an explosion.
That's combustion.
Thank you. It's got a fuel source.
Oxygen. If they do take it too far in the George Lucas ones, it is a major stretch.
But science fantasy.
Yeah. But for a partial second, there could be visible flames. It is plausible.
Yes.
Yeah.
For taken to an extreme.
I mean, even Star Trek does it.
Yeah.
Even Star Trek shows explosions of ships in space with the brief burst and then gone.
Yeah,
and that's
100%.
acceptable in our science fiction and our science fantasy. But these people want to disingenuously say, "Oh, you're okay with when George does it, but when Leslie Headland and Dizzy do it, you're just going to attack it."
Well,
they have no basis. Go ahead.
That's not even the best example they used for fire in space. Someone unironically used the scene of Darth Vader's funeral pyre from the end of Return of the Jedi to see, there's been fire in Star Wars before.
They're on a planet, you morons. I was on Endor.
So these people aren't smart.
You have to understand now. This whole thing.
Smart.
We're supposed to have the mystery of which sister's the murderer. Are they work together? And they eventually solve those mysteries pretty quickly, leaving us just only mystery is who's the actual Sith Lord in the stupid mask, who for no reason, when talking to evil sister Amanda Stenberg in the middle of nowhere, ignites his lightsaber for no reason. Just ignites it just to show it off. Because Leslie Headland saw Darth Maul do it in Solo, Star Wars story.
So, oh boy,
It's
is this
the
person going to end up
reincarnation.
being nobody? Is it? Are we?
No,
are we
no,
going?
no. It might be the Asian dude they have working with her. That's my theory. That's actually. It turns out I came to that while reviewing. Everybody has that theory. Apparently, everybody who has a working brain is on the same page. That right now it might be that dude. Of course, some people are out there saying it's going to be Master Carrie-Anne Moss. She's going to be the Sith Lord, or it's going to be something else. I'm not going that far. They're not even that clever.
Didn't she just take a blade to the chesticle?
Yeah, she did.
And she with Jesus now. So what's the? I don't get it. Why would that be a?
Because
why would anybody say that?
They have to make it a wronged woman or something. Some are saying it's going to be one of the dead lesbian mothers that we're going to find out about next week. I don't know. There's all kinds of rumors. I'm going to go with it's the dude right there because it's blatantly obvious and they're stupid and they think they're clever.
You're talking about the one with the weird smile mask?
Yeah, the one everybody's calling Smilo Ren. I'm not going to use that term because I didn't make it up and I don't want to borrow anybody else's joke. But I did come up with
people saying that it's an ancient Sith Lord in a life support system similar to Darth Vader, like Darth Revan.
That's not a respirator mask. That's not a respirator mask.
Yeah, I've heard Darth Revan and Darth Bane even.
Oh wow, no.
Or Plagueis maybe.
They would have been dead for
an
100
actual
years.
timeline. It's too early for Plagueis. An actual timeline. I did a little Sith Lord research. There are 2 Sith Lords in that period before Darth Tenebrous, who was the master of Darth Plagueis, who of course the master of Sidious, Palpatine. So it could be one of them, but that would require them actually trying to make it in the proper timeline, which they're not going to do.
I doubt she even knows who any of those names you just mentioned are.
Actually, yeah. So, but this whole thing is supposed to be about who's the Sith Lord, who's she working for, and also it's about showcasing. And I did come up with this joke first. I did it before Az. I want everybody to know that you could watch my review. It's out before Az's. I came up with Master Squid Game because the dude from Squid Game plays Jedi Master. So I said it first. It's my joke. I claim copyright, trademark. Master Squid Game is my joke. But so it's all about him and his relationship with good sister Amanda Stenberg and all that shit. And it's ripe with stupidity and ripe with inconsistencies and ripe with horrible dialogue. We're not going to harp anymore on the episode because now I want to dive into the reactions, the outcome of what's been going on. And what do you expect is going on right now in the Shill Stanverse? What do you think's going on?
Where's the gay stuff?
No. I think they know that's coming because a lot of them have already seen the first 4 episodes, so they know that's coming. No,
that's the only thing I can assume.
Oh well, for them we're bigots. We're
of course,
racist. We can't handle women in Star Wars.
Of course,
and shame on us for review bombing. Shame.
Now, Mary Sue.
Well, I chose this one because it's my favorite one out of all of them because Rachel Leishman, who we know from previous experience, is the fakest fan out there. She doesn't know shit, but she has this whole article, and I want to go all the way down to the bottom. She just lists all this stuff. We'll start the first part here, where she immediately attacks us. Star Wars fans do not suck. Star Wars fans who think they know what this franchise represents, they suck. Now, those fans have taken to review bombing the Acolyte, and it's just as pathetic and gross as every other time we've seen this happen. So it's our fault that it has currently went up 2 points. It's our fault it currently has a 28% audience score on Rotten Tomato, has a poor score on IMDb, has a poor score on Metacritic. It's our fault for actively expressing our feelings, how bad it is. But we continue. And we're going to go right down. She's just going to list a bunch of social media bullshit and posts. But we're going to go right back to here, to the bottom. Here comes the excuse. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't you have anything better to do?
Do you?
Well, no, because this is my job.
No, not you. I'm talking to her.
No,
well,
she could go scissor with her cats. I don't know.
Oh, God.
She's a cat lady. Personally, I think that if you actually hated this series, you wouldn't take the time to review bomb it. So there you go. We're all closeted fans of Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, no one who's ever genuinely disliked something has expressed dislike.
Yeah.
That's not something anyone ever does.
Wait. But that statement is backwards.
I know.
If I actually hated the series, yes, I would review bomb it. What is she trying to say? That we're secretly fans, that's why we're saying we don't like it? Like little boy
says-
that likes a girl in elementary school that like
But
picks on
Dre,
her because he's
according
into
to her, we would move on with our day and focus on things we do enjoy if we didn't hate it, if we truly loved it.
These people are
if we hated
huffing
it.
paint. What are we doing?
Instead, I think these fans actually like it, but their entire brain is connected with being angry neckbeard who hates anything that progresses Star Wars. So their way of getting back at a good thing is to trash it and make themselves feel better. I don't do this because I like it. And I've shaved recently, so the neckbeard isn't there. I do this because I hate Disney Star Wars, because I'm a real Star Wars fan, and I want to make sure that people know that there's a difference between Disney Star Wars and real Star Wars.
Agreed.
And I'm not doing it to making myself because I'm angry that Star Wars progresses. Star Wars was always, and I use this unironically, always diverse. George himself said Star Wars diverse. If there was any, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, if there was any actual discrimination in Star Wars, it's to droids. That's the discrimination in Star Wars, and we just laugh at that because they're droids. And but it's completely retarded, and it leads to us understanding these people are retarded because you guys don't know who Yord is. I call him guy who thinks Anakin blew up the Death Star. Now you know who he is.
Yep.
Oh, the black guy.
Yeah. And here's what they've come up with. And here's, you know how we with us, the fellowship in bigger chats, like with bigger chats, lore happens when we come up with names of things, right? And it's organic. Within moments, they've come up with the Yord Horde. Because they
Yord
love
Horde.
the Yord Horde, and they make bad memes on X Twitter.
They
really bad memes.
Not Star Wars.
Yeah, and
Hate
they
that
take this picture, and they literally go like this. They cut out the whole thing, including the neck and the clothes, and they just stamp it on anything, and add Yord to it, and think that's memeing, and they think they're clever. Because they like this guy. And also, this guy's a horrible actor. He's terrible. But that doesn't stop the false narratives from getting out. Because that's where I want to go with this next. So here you've got the shills, and it's Rachel Leishman again right here. You've got the shills, and you've got the stands. They are rushing to defend this. They're calling us bigots. They're calling us racist. They're calling us homophobes. They're calling us everything under the sun, misogynists, because we don't like it and we complain about it. And they try to change the narrative. One of our favorites, this idiot who is attached to the retarded hip to Suggs. Star Wars fans, when a talented actor, this guy right here, this talented actor who is terrible, who has no acting ability whatsoever. This talented actor mistakes one main character for another main character in an inconsequential press event. The franchise is ruined and the character is dead on arrival. We talked about this, so I'm just going to reiterate it to understand where we're coming from here. It's the continued false narrative pushing that we're being mean, angry incel nerds at this poor guy who said Anakin instead of Luke. No, it's not about that. What we focus on that because it's funny, but we continue with it because it's a sign of the core problem, the core cancer at all of this, that these people, him and everybody above them, they don't know Star Wars. They don't care about Star Wars. And people like Leslie Henlin and Dave Filoni actively push a culture of destroying George's Star Wars lore. So when he says that, when others say that, it's a symptom of this horrible, disgusting breakdown of people who don't care about what they're working with and actively want to change it. And then we get this stuff. We get all this. You can admit this.
Before you move to the next part,
that's fine. That's fine.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And that interview, when Homeboy he mixed up Anakin and Luke, that wasn't live, right?
It was pre-recorded, as was the other, as was the other one where he did it again. He did it twice.
Perfect. That means there's producers on set. That means there's directors, editors, There's a
You'd
whole bunch of
reshoot it.
people there.
Yeah.
No one corrected him and then shoot it again?
In the second time, Daphne Keene tried to stop him the second time, and he did it anyway. She tried.
I'm like, okay.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, she's the only
Go
one.
on, Dragly. I'm sorry. Please.
Oh, I was gonna say, she's the only one I actually feel really sorry for in all this, to be honest.
She's the only one who actually is acting in the show too. I give Daphne Keene a pass because even though her character is stupid and retarded and a little girl boss, I give her. She's actually I can see her acting there. She's the only one who has any presence on the screen. Because
That
I like her.
Leslie Headland's wife.
Yeah.
No.
Daphne Keene's she was in Logan.
Oh, in Logan. Okay.
Yeah, she was in Logan.
She's all grown up. She's all grown up now. It's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like, so
she's a good actress.
my issue with that is this: if you knew that this gentleman said something wrong, nobody corrected him, nobody shot it again.
That's my point, Dre. They don't care. It shows the core problem. They don't care.
Man, and to add to your point, Adam,
yeah,
we as Star Wars fans are not upset at the fact that he got it wrong. It's the fact of the matter is that nobody gives a crap.
Yeah.
This is a franchise that means so much to so many people, and the people that are involved in it, that are crafting the stories, don't care. That's deep. I've made this expression many years ago, and I'm going to say it again. If I took over America's Next Top Model and then did not show the proper respect to what came before, I got rid of all the broads that do the paneling, and I put in all of my heroes, my action heroes from the 80s and 90s as the panelists. People are going to be upset with me. They're going to be pissed because I'm not honoring what came before. This isn't hard to understand. You are butchering it. You don't care you're butchering it. And then you try to demonize the folks that are telling you that you're butchering it. No, that's not how that
because
works.
it is our fault. Because we can't accept that it's not for us anymore. You can admit it isn't for you. It's fine. No one's forcing you to stay. So instead, lashing out at fans who still enjoy it, just let it go. Let's just forget all the instances where they kicked us out, where
Thank
they
you.
attacked us first. Guys like this idiot, guys like Dan, guys like Suggs, they attacked real fans first. They started this. We're just finishing it. We're just bringing the fight to them now because we got nothing left to lose. We're not trying to save Disney Star Wars. We want it to burn down because, as I always say, I got the real thing right there. I don't need Disney Star Wars because it was never Star Wars. It was never meant to be Star Wars, never embodied anything Star Wars. It was always bad fan fiction made by people who don't care about George's lore.
Facts.
But what they want to do is they want to keep insisting that it's not about us. That even we're wrong about George. I don't have it up here, but there is another tweet. I forgot to bring it up. They're still pushing the narrative that it's our fault that he sold it.
They're
Because
still riding that train?
Even though we showed audio evidence from the Cannes Film Festival, we looked at it ourselves. He said the reason I didn't want to keep going because I couldn't see myself doing this for another 10 years to make 3 more movies.
Yeah, he had legitimate reasons, especially with, his new kid and, family
Yeah.
reasons. We can at least respect that even if we vehemently disagree with the decision.
Yeah.
Now, what happens, that black girl that he married told him, hey, you better sell that junk. You better pay some attention to us. That's what went down.
And George's made a lot of money since then.
Heck yeah.
To quote, I think it's Gary who said it. He's an old man guarding his money now.
Yep.
And
why not?
You know what? Why not? He did it. I wish he had handed it over to better custodians.
Agreed.
But it's history now. There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about it. But these people, they don't get it. And then you got the best one here. Well, first of all, I'll circle around to my next point after this one. We got this. We're going to go to Suggs. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. They are very angry that we're ridiculing Leslie Headland.
She deserves to be left out.
Well, here is the worst of it. Here's our good friend Suggs.
God.
Oh, boy.
Leslie Headland was one of Weinstein's many assistants for 1 year. Okay, here is George Lucas standing next to Weinstein in 2003 at the New York Films Critics' Choice Annual Awards dinner. So he's going to make the case here that George should be to blame too because he was next to Harvey.
Now, this is totally different situation. Being an assistant, you're intimately involved in this person's life. But Harvey Weinstein was one of the biggest producers in all of Hollywood. Everyone who worked in Hollywood had to work with this man. You had to be friendly with him. He was the most influential. So, yeah, George Lucas took a picture with him at a party once or at a dinner.
George don't look too thrilled right there, does he?
No, there's a massive difference between casually seeing the most important man in the industry and working for him intimately for a year, and then I don't know if you're going to get to it, the whole confession thing.
And here's let's let Suggs keep digging his hole. There is zero substantial evidence that Leslie Headland saw and knew of anything. If it came out, let's forget the fact she wrote a play and sold a play about that. And used it to buy her way into basically Hollywood royalty right now. She sold her story of being his assistant and seeing these things, feeding women to him, and they accepted it. One, because she has the shield of her queerness, so they can't go after her. But she sold it also probably because she knows all the dirty little secrets. She knows exactly who is involved. So there is evidence. It's called the play she wrote and sold.
Which is practically a confession.
Yeah, exactly. If it came out that either she or George did, I would hope that many people would drop them both immediately. Stop supporting them and hold them accountable until there's any evidence. It's pretty despicable to claim to make about someone. But again, there's literally no evidence that either of them knew of anything. I'm tired of seeing people use Weinstein's heinous actions and victims' trauma as a means to forward their hate and grift off specific entertainment. It's disgusting. So here we have a good little stackless male feminist who sits while he pees, demanding that we're all horrible people for showing our disgust, our rightful disgust for Leslie Headland, who knows exactly what happened. There is evidence. It's called the play she wrote. It's called and that she was in on it. And somehow lumping George Lucas in this straw man argument that because George knew Harvey Weinstein, we should be angry at him if he knew him too. Guess what? Everybody fucking knew. But George, is he in a position to do anything? Is it even I don't think George actually ever made a movie with Harvey Weinstein. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Does Harvey Weinstein's movie, does his name appear in any of George's biggest movies? I mean,
not that I can think
not
of. No.
to my knowledge. Let me say that.
Yeah, does the Weinstein production company appear in either of his major trilogies or 6 movie Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Willow, everything, Hook?
To my memory, no. I don't know anything about Red Tails. Let me just go on record. I don't know about the Red Tails film that they did. I don't know. As far as I know, the Weinstein Company wasn't involved.
The major stuff.
As far as I'm aware of,
not that I'm aware of.
He didn't get involved.
So George, just because he's trying to make the case that George is in a picture, so we should hold George accountable because Leslie was in a picture, or just as one of his many assistants. It's a straw man argument. It's bullshit. But this is the disingenuous bullshit that they are pushing out there that we have to deal with right now, trying to make this case. Jed, you look like you want to say something.
So that 1 year claim is actually not true. Apparently, Headland spent 6 years working as assistant at Miramax and 4 years spent at 4 of those 6 years working as Harvey's personal assistant. So it's actually 4 years.
Wow. So once again, Suggs shows that he doesn't even do an ounce of research before he takes his virtue signaling grandstand soapbox bitch made rant. So this guy is truly one of the worst people out of the stands. He really is. But he before I get to the next part of this, I want to remind you again, this is who he is right here. This was from a few days ago prior. Celebrating Kathleen Kennedy's birthday. Just dropping a reminder that without Kathleen Kennedy, you wouldn't have all these movies. Man, that must have been some mean coffee she got for everybody. All these movies would happen without her.
Agreed.
She didn't, just because she's listed as a producer doesn't mean she actually made these movies happen. Half of these movies happened because of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. That's why they happened.
Yeah, you can't take a George Lucas or Steven Spielberg movie and take credit on it just because you worked on it. Those are two visionaries in the field.
Yeah.
They are taking the credit for these films.
And, listen, calling this an achievement, Signs was a horrible movie. It's a bad movie. It's not good. But these idiots, they take these stances because they are much to what we said in the last segment about, is this who's left for Doctor Who? This is who's left for Disney Star Wars. These blind idiots. Him, and these people right here who only want to go when all these stories break. Morning, Star Wars fan. How many bigots shall we piss off today? That's all they care about. They just care about their bullshit. They don't care about Star Wars. They don't care about story. They just care about pissing off the chuds, making the bigots angry. They just care about that. All this shit. Your mothers and your sisters in this shit. They just care about that. It's Pride Month, and that it's all geared towards their messaging, their agenda. That's it. That's what it's about. And they don't like it that we're covering it. They don't like it that we're calling out. They don't like it that we're reviewing this stuff. Because I am one among many. And I hope you watch my reviews. But there are a lot of reviewers out there who are coming at it from different angles. You could watch my review. You can watch somebody else's review. And it's going to be different takes. But in the end, we're showing the same concerns. That these people are just doing this to destroy the content for the sake of their agenda without caring of the health of the franchise. And I, for one, am not going to stop because they're angry. Because, one of them, I called him on it. He deleted the post because I called him out on it. It's boom, was gone. Me and many others, but it was gone. They're afraid. They're cowards. And this is where they are. And then they get their bolster, because I'm sure you guys heard that Disney released their viewership numbers out of nowhere. Suddenly, one day later, the viewers, not just views, viewers. They actually said viewers of the Acolyte premiere. Out of the global 153 million Disney Plus subscribers, how many do you think they are so happy watched the Acolyte premiere?
Not many.
I know the number, and
you know the number. I know you know.
Very sad.
4.8 million. They
over
are
how long?
Over that first night, the first day.
But isn't it 2 episodes?
Yes. Dre, you jumped ahead in the conversation. They don't tell you it's for both episodes. Just saying the Acolyte premiere was watched by 4.8 million people.
That's not a lot of people.
When you count, it's out of 153 million subscribers around the world. That's pathetic. But the stands, they think this is the biggest news ever. They're saying, but I thought it was a flop. I thought it was a failure.
It's not tracking on any other site. Hasn't shown up in the Sambas yet.
No.
I mean, the Nielsen's are still a ways away. I haven't seen it on Disney's top 10 yet.
Nope.
Neither have I.
And I ask you this. When this show is cost $180 million, probably more if you add in marketing, to make, but those 4.8 million, they're already Disney Plus subscribers. Where's the money coming in?
There is none.
None whatsoever.
None.
This was a movie-sized budget, and they're going to lose every dime of it.
Exactly. And I responded to a lot of people that they don't want to acknowledge it. They don't want to debate me on that. They don't want to comment, but it's the truth. 4.8 million is sad, and it's for 2 episodes. So even if you split it down the middle, let's say 2.4 for each one. It's the same people held over. That's still barely around what Ahsoka got in the beginning, and we know where that went at the end. Under 1 million on Samba.
Yeah, well, these aren't Samba numbers. Samba numbers aren't even at 1 million when they start reporting them. So this is definitely lower than Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're saying it's the biggest release of 2024. What else has come out in 2024 on Disney Plus?
Some MCU crap.
Has there been MCU crap this year?
Echo, yeah, Echo was last year, wasn't it?
Oh, no, that was January. That did come out.
It was January. Okay, it was
so
January.
they're proud they beat Echo.
Yeah.
That's quite the achievement.
Yeah. So here we are. They run with this stuff. They pretend it's a big deal. It's the false narratives, and it's Disney being disingenuous and counting for the fact that the shills in the stands are going to carry their water and white knight for the giant corporation. But it doesn't stop there. So this show is going to fail, and we are coming up now on the episode that I did my best to avoid as many spoilers for episode 3 as I could, with like Chris Gore and Alan Ng reporting on what they did to the Fellowship, this and there. That we know that episode 3 is going to be the breaking point, they say, for a lot of people who may have been hanging on. It's going to involve lesbians. It's going to involve the Force. It's going to involve Force Immaculate Conception.
Oh boy.
And I'm sure the twins are going to be gay together, because she said this was inspired by Frozen, which she saw as a queer love story that helped her along her journey of queerness.
I still don't know. What kind of statement is that? That was a story about sisters, for Christ's sake.
It's a broken person.
They're going to be gay. I think they're going to be gay. The twins.
Here's the thing: they're basing it on Frozen. They're basing it on Kill Bill. And she also said, somebody told me this on Friday at Ballbusters, they're also basing it on Fight Club, which is why people are running with the fact that one of the sisters might be a hallucination or not really there.
That doesn't make any sense.
Interact with both of them.
Yes, people interact both of them, but they've never been seen in the same. They've never been seen in the same place at the same time by other people.
But didn't never mind. I just don't get to hurt my head. I'm not doing this to myself.
Like you said, how did she get across the galaxy in 2 seconds?
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. We talk about something. They've destroyed time. Time. I just lost my word.
Yeah, light speed is instantaneous to them.
Yeah, everything. There's no elapse of time in this. There's no accounting for how long you get from point A to point B anymore. You just get everywhere instantly. Fast travel. That's it. They destroyed that. Disney Star Wars has been doing that for years. Everything is suddenly closed. You can get from the inner rim to the mid rim to the outer rim just like that. Takes a second. And I commented on that in my review. They have no concept of time in this. So it's all boiled down to that. She's basing this stuff on everything, and we're supposed to believe this shit, and we don't. And no one, 4.8 million people, that's terrible. Nobody's watching this, and I don't want to hear then why you hate watching it. It's just helping it. You think I paid for this?
Good old Captain Jack.
That's all I'm going to say. But it doesn't stop there. This thing is going to fail once we get the butchering of the Force Lord next week. It's really going to be bad. Leslie Headland has the gall, the unmitigated gall, to put this out on Friday. I want to make a live-action KOTOR series based on Kreia.
Turn it off. Turn this off. Turn this off. I don't want to see this. Turn this off.
Is that a bad choice?
Well, the fact that we don't want her going anywhere near KOTOR, and she said she doesn't actually want to do a KOTOR. She wants to do a Kreia backstory, which we know Kreia's backstory. It was told to us in the game.
Yep.
And now she's calling her Kreia after we all busted her on calling her Darth Treya. Now she's going to quickly call her Kreia. We'll read a little bit. Let's get it just a little bit.
These people aren't well, man. These people aren't well.
Former assistant of Harvey Weinstein professed her desire to take on fan favorite game series Kreia, although more specifically the second entry given her exact mention Kreia during a recent interview to a Brazilian entertainment news outlet, Omelette. I guess that's from it. Asked if she had any Star Wars projects she'd like to work on after the Acolyte, Headland asserted, as machine translated via Deep L, I've always wanted to explore a live-action version of Knights of the Old Republic game and the character of Kreia. I think it'd be a very interesting story to bring to life. Pressed further if said adaptation would possibly feature an appearance of Revan, Headland conclusively declared, well, start writing some emails, start crowdfunding. First of all, crowdfunding? You work for Disney.
Where's your money?
Exactly. If you're asking for crowdfunding, you're
in bad shape, Moses. You're in bad shape.
Yeah. So we don't want her anywhere near this stuff. And just the fact that she thinks that writing a show, another goddamn prequel about something is actually a good idea. And then saying, oh, Kreia, no, nobody wants you to touch this. And she's already said that she based the villain in the Acolyte on Darth Treya, who is Kreia. She didn't know that. We all had to tell her that what it was. She is somebody who knows nothing about this stuff. And she's grasping at like little tidbits of information she hears to try and create some sort of foundation that I'm a nerd just like you. Although there is the interview. You guys have mentioned it in the chat. She did an interview last week, and everybody used it for a thumbnail. Even I did at one point. I used part of it for a thumbnail, where she and Stenberg were basically admitting that they gayified it all. And they're happy. They did it. That C-3PO is gay, and R2-D2 is a lesbian.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, sod off.
Robot. I'm a dragon lady. Sawed off. What is that garbage? I don't know what that means.
And then they laugh about it. They're so pleased as punch that they make it because they know they can get away with it. They know they've got everybody protecting and backing them up. This is where we are. And people wonder why this is failing. Because all they care about is this sexuality agenda. At one point in the episode, good sister Amanda Stenberg gets up when she's just lying around on the Jedi ship and chooses to help out Daphne Keen's little Padawan with something. And at one point she goes, "I'm really flexible."
Oh.
And so's my little droid that I keep in my hip pocket.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, speaking of that,
and Daphne Keen goes like this.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
Well, since you're mentioning the droid, and we just mentioned gay Star Wars fans and Amanda Stenberg, I have something to bring up.
Oh, okay.
This happened today. This is Amanda Stenberg's official Instagram account.
Oh. Is she saying it? I can't see.
So she just said good morning and shared Dermy's tweet. So Amanda, it's her alternate, but
no shot.
Oh god damn it! He's gonna. He's
raving about it in the Ballbusters chat right
now.
But
god!
Yeah,
did this
it's
just
her
happen?
second Instagram account. 55 minutes ago is when she. But yeah,
no shot.
Listen, out of all of us, Dermy tweets like
he
tweets like a 14-year-old girl. So I'm not so. Listen, remember, what's her name? God damn it! I already forgot her name. Angry chick was going to be Snow White. God, what's her fucking name?
Rachel Zegler?
Zegler, yeah. Remember, he got the attention of Zegler, too.
He did.
Dermy has an ability to do this. We're not going to hear the end. Oh, my God. We are.
I don't think she knows this is the negative thing. I think she thinks this is positive. Like, oh, maybe it does.
Either way, God damn it. He is going to. I haven't opened. I'm not going to open. I'm going to open that up later now. He must be on cloud fucking 9 right now. He's going to make a video. He's making a video right fucking now. I guarantee it. He's making a video right now. Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Ah.
Can't tell that man nothing now. Good God.
He is just gonna be, she noticed me. And he's gonna be like, yo, listen, I haven't even gone after her, man. I haven't even tried to go after her on social media because I don't generally do that. I've only gone after a couple of people, usually when I know I'm gonna get the block. But he didn't even go after. He just mentioned it. That means she's searching for these things.
She must be. Maybe she thinks this is really funny.
Listen. Dermy has about as much following as we all do. Okay, it's not like Dermy's a major social media presence. But oh my God damn.
That is awesome.
Yes, Fraser knows exactly what the problem is here. The Dermaids is everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, crap. We might have to have him on next week now because of this. Just because it'll be horribly funny for all of us. This kind. I have no train of thought anymore.
You're
I don't.
welcome.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Where do we go from here on this anymore? I don't know. You know what? Dermy wins the fucking day. Dermy wins the day. He got Amanda Stenberg to notice him taking a pot shot at the Acolyte. Wow. I'm both proud and I hate him for it at the same time.
As you should.
I'm proud because good job, you got under skin, but I hate him because he's going to hold this over me. He's going to hold this over me. I know he is.
Oh, without question.
Yeah, he's going to hold this over me. Fake and Dermy. Anyway, all right. I'm going to try and round this out because honestly, Jed, that blew my concentration completely. I'm having a hard enough time as it is. That completely blew my train of thought. I don't know where to go after that. You guys got something? I want to close this out.
They're all
great shot. I'm done. I can't believe this.
We're not dealing with smart people, and just man, it's deep.
The fact here's the thing. Here's how we'll wrap this up. Then they're so trapped in their own echo chamber, and they believe all the stuff the shills and the stands tell them. Jed, I think you're right. I don't think that Amanda Stenberger realizes that Dermy is taking a pot shot. I bet she thinks that he's on board with all the gayness. He's not. We know for a fact. He was yelling last night about this stuff on Saturday when he was drunk. When he got drunk, the octaves go up with Dermy. He was yelling stuff. He was yelling about it on Friday. And it's ridiculous it's ridiculous when they think that they get a win. Nothing about this way. When we say we bet there's a vibration function on that little droid, she keeps on her, and it's not even a real droid. It's like a pocket calculator. She keeps on her hip with a Swiss Army knife in it. That's all it is. When we say we bet it has a vibration function, we're ripping at you for being lesbians who shove things in their cooches. We're not complimenting you. We're not giving you a compliment. We're mocking you. And they don't realize, in the end, that we're mocking them. I mean, I wouldn't put that up there as a victory post. God damn.
Man, not dealing with smart people. I'll tell you that.
We're not. The people who are defending them are not smart. The people involved with this aren't smart. I mean, how smart do you think it is? Where is Leslie Headland's head? In terms of
your wife's legs.
You got to remember, guys, also, those who know, her wife is in the show. She gave her wife a role in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Her wife has a role in the show. You guys got to understand that. Where is she mentally in let's just say, just understanding what reality is when this thing is getting ripped on every which way from Sunday? You take away the critics, it's being rejected by the population to say that I want to do a Knights of the Republic show. Where in any of this is hinting that there are numbers that want you to do that? There's enough of a fan base foundation that wants you to do this. Because don't tell me Leslie Headland doesn't have access to the truth, working with Dave Filoni and those idiots, that everything Star Wars is financially failing.
Without question. She got the numbers in front of her.
Yeah.
But she's just ignoring them, which is
living in their own little world.
Yeah.
Living in their own little world.
They don't live in real life.
No, they don't. They don't. And that's my point. These people don't live in real life. The people who defend them don't live in real life. They live detached from reality and are watching it all burn down. And to go back to what we started all this, their only defense is to call us names because we don't agree. Because as Dre pointed out in the last segment, if they just called this gay lesbians in space make the force, no one's going to actually show up and watch it. When they make a big fancy title and say Star Wars The Acolyte, try to pretend it's some sort of Sith lore backstory and this and that, and people show up, but then people don't like it and walk away and say negative things about it, then they can throw the list of ad hominem names at us.
That's true.
Because why don't you like it? Oh, you don't. If you don't like it, don't talk about it. Oh, it's not made for you. Well, yeah, if you put the actual name of what it is, Scissor Me Star Wars, we know it wouldn't be made for us, so we wouldn't bother anyway. But you have to hide it. You have to pretend. You have to put it up there that you have to create a scapegoat. You have to continue your victimhood agenda and make so that you can have an excuse. Oh, the neckbeard incels, the homophobes, the istophobes. They didn't watch it because they just hate women in Star Wars and gay people scissoring for no reason to make Force babies. That's it.
God.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen next episode. That's what the rumors say. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for me. Anyway.
Yeah, because the Force is pro-lesbians, and since lesbians can't make babies on their own, it has to...
Oh, give me a break.
Deception possible.
All kinds of nasty stuff. I've heard in the past 72 hours, I've heard all kinds of disgusting midichlorian joke.
I just saw one that said one of the twins is going to be reincarnated through immaculate gay sex into Anakin Skywalker.
I've heard that one of them is going to turn into Shmi Skywalker. I've heard that. That's how that's how we get there.
That works too.
Yeah, it's all a disaster, but they live in their fantasy. We showed you the tweets. These people who defend it, they either just care about their agenda or they live in a fantasy where there's some sort of great hero protecting Disney Star Wars from us evil, bigoted villains, and that we're unfair to Leslie Headland, who everybody knows is a monster, who is a gatekeeper to a monster. All right,
that's true.
I think I've successfully recovered and ended the segment. So unless anybody else has another story they want to throw out there, we'll end early today. Anybody got anything else? All right, then we're going to end early today, 20 minutes early. Let's all go have a nice Sunday afternoon and detox.
There we go.
So let's go around the horn, pimp our wares, and be on our way. Jed, what's coming up for you this week?
Just regularly scheduled videos and live streams. Most of them will be with Adam, so you can talk about those. But at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday night, check out our Doctor Who Cares review stream that we're going to be simulcasting to all our different shows. So check out what the beginning of the end is going to look like for this season. Very excited about that. I might make a Witcher video this week because we have some first looks at Ciri for the new season of Witcher season 4, and her costume looks abysmal.
You showed it to me, man.
She's wearing leggings from JCPenney's. Like they are full on modern. I don't know what they're made out of, but you could go down the street in any major city and see those pants.
They put plastic arrow knocks on the Willow show, and they do it in Rings of Power. They don't care.
Yeah. Well, and Ciri's sword has screws in the handle, like modern screws, like Philip head screws. So.
Oh no!
Yeah, there's two of them along the handle.
Oh, okay. We'll have to see if they CGI that shit out. We'll see.
I really hope that's the first sword she has, because those who know Baptism of Fire, the third novel, Leo Bonnard gets her one of the best swords ever made, a beautiful, ornate piece. And it's supposed to be the most beautiful sword in the game, way better than anything Geralt's ever had. And the sword that she has in these behind the scenes are abysmal. So I'm hoping it's the first sword, not her actual sword given to her by Bonnard.
I kind of hope it isn't, just so you can get angry. I just want you to get angry on it. Anyway, Dre, what's coming up this week?
Well, my camera's broken, but
hey, you know what? At least that's a good, it's a good freeze. You're not going like this.
No. I mean, he was looking at the Acolyte, so maybe he was getting really excited, wanted to turn it off before.
That's what really revs my engine. But yeah, so this will be a pretty good week on the Brutal Playing Comics YouTube channel. Definitely gonna have at least one creator interview this week, hopefully either on Wednesday or Friday, so that should be really, really good. And still every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we'll drop a video on the channel. For those that are new to the channel and everything, welcome. And you can follow me on Twitter at DeBrute00. And also, you can check out my gaming channel, DeBrute Plays. I'll be playing a whole bunch of Pocket Monsters. So I am enjoying that. And I think that's all I really got off the top of my head. And and I'm going to fix my camera. So we'll
all right. Dragon Lady, anything this week for you?
I won't be here for a couple of weeks, so
Then we got to get some guests next week. All right, then we got to get some guests this week.
That's absolutely fine. I'm me at my mum's for a couple of weekends. Internet is usually on or off. Not good for doing this kind of thing. It's bad enough that I struggle with Messenger for that one. And for this one, well, probably might go on a nervous breakdown.
All right. Well, then we will hold up the fort while you're gone. As for myself, I'm done for the day. Nothing special tonight. Tomorrow, Mellow Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, for the time being, where you can watch myself and Samuel Infis, and other people might show up. Probably be really sad about Dragon Age. We'll go into that some more. Throughout the rest of the week, Acolyte, Wednesday afternoon, get my episode 3 review. Let's see. We're coming up on Hot D Season 2. Hot D Season 2 is almost promised, so stay tuned for my reviews on that. My not a fan reviews, because I'm not a Germ fan. I'm not a Game of Thrones guy. But I still, just because I'm not a fan doesn't mean I hate it. I just don't care. So you're going to get my I don't care perspective on Hot D Season 2. So tune in for that. And Jed, what are we doing on Drive-In this weekend?
Well, because this is Pride Month and I relish in breaking Adam's brain, we will be watching the 2015 film from Ethan Hawke called Predestination. This isn't going to be a film where we're just going to sit around and praise it or both be happy about it, or since Adam's never seen it, maybe he hates it and I love it and we just debate on that sense. This will be a very unique experience for Saturday Night Drive-In. It is the strangest, over-the-top mindfuck of a film I have ever seen. I legitimately believe Adam will start the stream by just screaming into the void. So
I've done that before. I have done that before. So
we need to get a good guest, like someone who's incredibly innocent, someone who has no idea what they're going into, and then just see them.
Do we know anybody like that? I don't know anybody like that.
I think we have a few people that would be entertaining to have them watch this.
I don't know anybody innocent. I don't know anybody. Everybody hang out. We're all degenerates and retards.
We are pretty
That's
degenerate. Fair. We got to find some. Like maybe I can get Krista on. She'd be perfect.
Oh, well, Chris has been on the show before. If she wants to suffer this movie, and Chris, I only met Krista once, so she saw me when I was happy when we reviewed the last time we were on the show. If she wants to watch me melt down, okay. Anyway, so join us at 6 p.m. Eastern this Saturday for Drive-In on both our channels. And as Jed said, after that, come back for more Doctor Who's Cares Reviews with me, Jed, and Dermy. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll have a friend of the channel, Bradley Burnett, Duke Devil. He will be joining us for either the penultimate or the finale. It's up to him. Dermy's going to set that up. But so we will have a guest towards the end on that. Either way, that's it. That's it. Chat, we love you. To those who came in during we see you, we love you, thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your support is what keeps us going. Your support is what helps us grow. So hit that like button, subscribe to all the channels, and as soon as I hit everything properly here, we will see you guys next week. So until then, guys, take it easy, have a good night or day wherever you may be.